Alright, so we're on to the last lesson of this unit. So this is just graphing an equation of a circle. The standard equation of the circle is this. So x and y is any point on the circle, h and k is the center, r is the radius. And so first thing we're asked to do is write the standard equation of the circle. So I look at this. This is my center. So 0, 0, which means that's my h, that's my k. And so I just plug in x minus 0 squared plus y minus k squared. My radius is 2, 4, 6, 8. I make sure to look at this, so this is reading, counting by 4s. And so that equals 8 squared. And then I'm just going to simplify. I don't need the minus zeros. I'm sorry, that was minus 0. And so it's going to be x squared plus y squared equals 64. And that is my answer. Here I need to mark my actual center. So if I check here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my center. And so that is 2, 2. And so that means I write x minus 2 squared plus y minus 2 squared. My radius is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this time I look, it is counting by 2. So my radius is 4. Sorry, it is counting by 1s. I'm going from 2 to 6, which is 4. 2 to 6 is 4. 2 to negative 2 is 4. And so that equals 4 squared, which is 16. And that is my answer. Alright, this is even easier. It tells me if my center is 0, 0, I just did this. It becomes x squared plus y squared. So x squared plus y squared equals, I just have to do 1/3 squared, which becomes 1/9. Alright, another easy one, I just plug in my numbers. X minus negative 3. So do remember we have minus in the formula, in the equation, and a negative 3. Plus y minus negative 5 squared equals 8 squared. And I just simplify, 2 negatives makes a positive. So x plus 3 squared plus y plus 5 squared equals 64. Alright, these two problems are a level 4. So if you are in advanced geometry, you have the option of skipping over these. And so I will continue the level 3 problems and come back. So the last two is to take the equation and find the center, find the radius, graph the circle. Okay, so my center is whatever is along with the x and y. So here my center would be 0, 0, because there's nothing with the x or the y. My radius is going to equal the square root of 225. Which equals 15. So then to graph it, I come here, I graph my center, and then I'm going to mark out 15 in each direction along the grid line. And then I could use a tool to do it, but I'm just going to freehand draw. Do your best to get it rounded in between those. Alright. The next one I just have to remember, my equation of the circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals radius squared. And so I have to change the sign. So my center equals positive 3 and negative 2. So we just change the sign of the numbers that are there. Then my radius is the square root of 16, which equals 4. And so I'm going to plot my center, so positive 1, 2, 3, and negative 1, 2. That's my center. And from there, I count 4 in each direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know these graphs are a little bit hard to see. They did not copy well. So that is my circle. And again, we're to a level 4 problem. So you have the option of continuing to these level 4 problems if you're in regular geometry, or going ahead and starting your assignment. If you're in advanced geometry, you need to do these with me. And so here, our center is 0, 0, and the point on the circle is 4, negative 3. And so we're going to be using Pythagorean theorem because we have the distance of 2 of the sides when we're coming from 0, and so we just have to find out what that radius is. And so if this is my 0, 0, and then my next point is, for this direction, negative 3 down, then I just do my Pythagorean theorem, and that is a triple. So 3, 4, 5. Or if you don't know that, you do your 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared and solve it out. But my answer is my radius equals 5. Therefore, my equation in the circle is x squared plus y squared equals 5 squared, which is 25. Alright, this one gets just a little bit trickier because we're not at the center this time. So this time I'm at 4, 5. So just to give you the visual, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not going to be exact, but that's my 4, 5. And I have a point on the circle which is at 0, 8. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 0, 8. So now I'm dealing with this triangle here to find the radius. And so this side, I'm just going between 4 and 0, which is still 4, and then between 5 and 8 is 3. You could use the distance formula if you wanted to, but it's a lot, for me, it's easier just to find it visually. And we see that's one of our triples again, and so that is again radius equals 5. And so my equation in the circle is x minus 4 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 25. Alright, on to our last problem. This time we're asked to prove or disprove this. So we could do it 2 ways. If we had exact numbers, we could easily graph it and see if it works. But an easier way is to plug these into my equation. So my x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals 3 root 2 squared. And so my point would, that would be my x, y. I'm testing to see, does it work? Because this is my center, is hk, and this is my radius, which I already plugged in. So I'm going to check, does -1 minus -4 squared plus 2 minus -1 squared equal 3 root 2 squared, which becomes 9 root 4, which simplifies to 9 times 2, which is 18. So we simplify -1 plus 4 is 3 squared. 2 plus 1 also becomes 3 squared, and so we have 9 plus 9 equals 18. So we say, yes, statement is true. Because our point -1, 2 does lie on the circle. And that is it for our notes today.